Hey, it's Holly. Welcome back to Living It Country. Today we have a new fall home tour to share of Julie from the Georgian White Poppy. She has an amazing home full of thrifted finds and vintage treasures, so I know you guys are gonna love today's video. So without further ado, let's welcome her here today and tour her stunning home.
Thank you so much for having me, Holly, on Living It Country. Hi, I'm Julie from the Georgian White Poppy, and I'm going to show you around my home. This is my entryway into my home. This is my living room, and you're going to see that my husband has made lots of things, and I'm big into flowers and antiques. As we come around here, you'll also notice I really love mirrors. All of my mirrors I have found for a very minimal price, and I have just painted them white and sanded them off. It makes for a very nice finish. One of the things I look for is for it to be beveled like it is here. It's so pretty that way. I think it looks so elegant. That was my grandfather's apple crate. I've had that for a long time. And this table, would you believe, I found on the corner for someone's trash. I think it's so pretty, and I just painted it and scuffed it off a little. I feel like anything you see, you can always replicate. The moon I saw, and I just used a little bit of paint and a disc from Hobby Lobby. And it just looks so cute. Up here, we have the cornice over top of my window, and my husband made that, and then he stained it, and after staining it, we beat it up a little bit, and then painted it white and sanded it a little bit more. Over here, I was lucky enough to find this gorgeous little cabinet. It wasn't looking so hot when we got it. My husband stained it and painted it white, and then he added some chicken wire, and it looks so cute. I have filled it with an assortment of my grandfather's books, my great-grandfather's clock, a few items for fall, pumpkins and bottles, a little piece of ironstone at the bottom. And again, this little radio was brown, and I just painted that white. It looks so cute fitting in. These candlesticks, I spray painted the middle part a shade of gray, and then I made little candlestick holders out of flower bits. I think there's dried orchid in there and berries, carpet fibers. I've literally put everything in there. I found the lead mirror and put that in front of another mirror that I painted. Over here, I just have a little tiny suitcase and some cute little tea towels and some hydrangeas that are dried. Of course, George Bailey's always here, sleeping. Another huge mirror I found on Facebook Marketplace. Again, I just painted it and sanded it off, beveled on the edges. Makes my small house look bigger, hopefully. There's the dining room. We'll get to that in a minute. Over here, my husband made this cute little coffee table, and I found the bunt feet on Marketplace and just tried to get it to blend in with what he had already made. And I can fill that with assorted seasonal. In Southwest Florida where we are, we don't have a lot of storage. So it comes in handy when he makes trunks and storage containers. I also love thrifting books. And this darling little one with a fox on it was perfect for fall. There's my other little fellow, Clarence, taking a nap. Let's talk about these. My husband made these barn doors from recycled pallet wood as well as the table here. And what our process normally is, he stains them first, and then I come along and paint them. And then I add another layer of gray, and then I do a lot of sanding. Over here where it looks like this, we just pour on a lot of Elmer's glue. And once you pour on the Elmer's glue, you put a coat of white chalk paint on top of it quickly, and then it actually separates to make something look really old. That's something I love to do, to make things look authentic. These candlestick holders, I was lucky enough to find at our church bazaar, where I find a lot of items each year. The books here, which is simple decor, I took the spines off, and some of them I painted and some I left brown. They were in my neighbor's recycle bin, and they were happy to let me take those. And this beautiful find was on Marketplace. I just love this buffet. It was blue originally, and we decided to have the middle bit stay brown, authentic wood, and then just paint the sides, which looks so pretty. More mirrors, of course. I found this lovely church old window in Sarasota at Bon Bon Vintage, a fabulous store if you're ever in Sarasota. And of course, I just have vintage books, pumpkins, candlesticks. It just looks for a cute little idea. I have a gentleman that, unfortunately, his wife passed away, and I was lucky enough to get a lot of her antiques. This didn't have any legs on it, so my husband and I found some legs somewhere else and we painted them. And again, we did that same idea where it looks crinkled and old by using Elmer's glue. The top part is authentic though. This is old. Now these are out of my neighbor's yard, and then I thrifted this bowl for $5 at Goodwill. What a deal that was. I just like to layer everything everywhere I go. I found the corbels at a vintage market. They're so pretty. I think it's once a year, and I always love to go there and see what they have. Heading over to the dining room, I have this cute little lantern, one of my clock faces. Again, just layering things. Just looks so pretty. Just sitting there. And then here, my husband made a little box on the ground here, and we just added a vintage dictionary underneath of it. I collected leaves from outside and painted them a light peach color. Now the dining room is one of my favorite pieces. I was lucky enough to buy this huge mirror off my neighbor, and it was the first mirror I actually did. It probably took me 11 hours to paint it and sand it off to get it to the right way I wanted it to look. Another vintage toolbox, I believe, and a piece of architectural salvage. Now this we found when we were thrifting, and we just made it look like an apothecary cabinet. My husband added the little handles and made lines here to make it look like it was an apothecary. My tabletop was really just an orangey brown looking color, which I did not like. It did not blend in with the house. So I asked my husband if he could make a tabletop, and this is what he came up with. This whole thing, which we don't take off, but it actually, the whole entire tabletop can lift off, and we just added markings on it, and we found whatever pieces of wood that had marks, and then we marked it up a little bit more. That is one of my favorite things that he has done. All right, this chandelier is not only huge, but we found it on Facebook Marketplace for $25. I was just praying it worked, and when he lit it up, I was so surprised. Oops, I have a light bulb out there. So each season I tend to decorate it. Here I've just pulled these off our palm tree, and these cute little things from Hobby Lobby, and some leaves and a garland around the middle. And it looks so pretty. Just decorated a little bit for fall. I've been collecting clock faces for a while now, and this is just one of my favorite things, to use the clock faces for different ideas. This is a mirror that I use as a centerpiece. It's good to have things reflected. It's a huge mirror on my table. And the candlesticks. And this is a beautiful piece of fretwork that we found. One piece was hanging in a store, and the other piece was at the back, and they weren't really wanting to part with it. I did a little begging for this, and I love it. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. The door, we wanted an antique door. We're going to still be hunting for one there. You can see such a difference. We found this door at Architectural Salvage in Sarasota, and I wanted my husband to add all of this. And I love how it turned out. Again, some Elmer's glue on there with white paint. You just paint it right on, and then it starts to separate. Just giving you an overall view. I do move things around a lot. There is the Architectural Salvage at the top. I have it also on the back window. Big, huge piece of Architectural Salvage I found thrifting in Sarasota, right up there above the top of the doorway. And the beautiful pillars I have. Little Halloween corner. Over here in this corner, I just have an oval mirror I found. A ladder my husband made. Here's a small section of my living room that I have decorated for fall. My husband made the barn door. Other than the flowers, I would say pretty much everything was thrifted in this picture. My husband made the TV barn doors, which are stacked behind the mirrors, and the candelabras came from a church rummage sale. And then over here, we have this cute little area with some suitcases, books stacked, this lovely little swan. My husband made this vintage box for me. And then over here, I found this on Marketplace. It's just so easy to thrift rather than go and buy everything. I like it to look a little different. And then along here, I just put old windows in front of a mirror. In this section, I found a whole pile of pears at Goodwill, so I just painted them up. Found some antique bowls at Goodwill. And then down here, just more suitcases, some candlesticks. It's just fun to decorate with things you found and thrifted over the years. I just shop my own house, and I often repaint things so that next year I can reuse them and they look completely different. Anyway, this is just one little area. Here in the kitchen, I used to have brown cupboards, and I decided one Sunday evening it would be smart to paint them white. I then took them out into the garage and distressed them. It took about 3 weeks to do the whole entire kitchen, but it was worth it. I think they turned out great. Here in Southwest Florida, we're lucky enough to have ponds all over the place, and who wouldn't want to be doing the dishes with this view? I'm very lucky. My husband made the cornice above the window from wood, and then we painted it and distressed it. Over here in my breakfast nook, pretty much everything in here I have thrifted or salvaged from somewhere. The chairs were from a consignment shop, and somebody gave me the table and I distressed it. Over here, this orchard sign I found in Goodwill. It was just a wooden piece of wood. It was one of those rolling things mechanics use to go under a car, and I just took the wheels off it and turned it into a sign. My grandfather had a nursery. He was a fruit grower, so in honor of him, I thought it would be cool to make a sign. I found some apples and painted them cream. And my husband made the ladder, which I use for a shelving unit. I was lucky enough to find this fabulous bench. I absolutely love it. And over in this corner, one of my favorite things is a piece of architectural salvage. We have more apples and pears. And over here on this corner, we just have my grandfather's unit and a mirror I found. It's just filled with fall goods. And this leads back to the front door. My husband has started shiplapping the house. We have the front door area, and then he beadboarded the pantry doors. The other pantry door we found on Marketplace for $20, and then we found a vintage handle to go with it. Over here, I was lucky enough that my husband made me a cute little holder for my pins. And the barn door over in the corner is pretty dark, but As you can see, he made that barn door as well. Then over here, I have a Halloween display going on. And I just have a tree, and I have leaves that I painted hanging off the tree. Again, using nature as best as you can. As we are leaving my dining room area, heading into the rest of my living room, I always like to do a little bit of Halloween decor. I like to use the orange books or more colorful ones and an old telephone. Right down here, my husband made the trunk. Again, it's filled with so much seasonal decor. And on this side, I have a little Halloween setup. Hanging off the door, I have a few windows, and I made this apothecary sign out of old scrap wood. And after I painted the letters on there, I just scratched them off a little to make them look a little bit more rustic. Here I have an old toolbox, which comes in handy for an apothecary scene, and some old bottles. I tend to use any book I can find that looks like it would be appropriate for a Halloween decor. I found a pair of candelabras on searching high and low for some, and I just thought it would be great to not polish these, and they would be perfect for Halloween. And then come Christmas, I'll polish them and they can go on the table. But for now, they're the perfect patina for Halloween. And I'm using a few more rustic books. I have some old keys that fit the bill. Down here, I have a little skeleton hand and a claw foot, old piano stool, and a few pumpkins in a bin. Overall, it's just fun for a little corner. Over here, I was lucky enough to find this cute chest, or trunk, I should say. These I pulled right off of my palm tree a few days ago. They were yellow and green, and I thought these would be perfect for some decor. And I sprayed them a black color. Really, you can spray them any color and they just look so pretty. Over here, I just have a few books stacked and some sunflowers for fall. Again, just a little bit of Halloween fun. This is just a little corner of my living room. I love to layer things, so over here I have the lid of a box with some books and some hydrangeas that came off the bush. Over here we have a barn door my husband made from recycled pallet wood. After he stained it, I added layers of white paint and sanded it down. These came off my neighbor's magnolia tree and I just gave them a spray of paint. And then over here we have these cute little textile beehive bobbins. I thought they would look adorable. Stacked on some vintage books. And then I thrifted this stained glass window here and put it in front of a bigger mirror. And down here, I just have a few pumpkins inside a vintage box looking cute. That's about all in this little corner. Of course, I have George Bailey there looking adorable. So I got my name, the Georgian White Poppy, from my mom, really. She had a gift shop that she and I worked together at the Georgian shop in England. We did silk and dried flowers and ceramics and all sorts of gifts. And I love white, and my mom always loved poppy, so I just thought it fitting to name my Instagram account the Georgian White Poppy. That's where that idea comes from. And so many of my books and other antiques and items have come from my grandfather in England. And then over here, we make our way to my Halloween area. So this lovely bench I found on Facebook Marketplace, and it was absolutely free. It used to be gray and I painted it white, and I love how it turned out, very rustic looking. I found these boots last year, antique boots, which I thought would be perfect for a Halloween display. I walked into an antique shop and I knew they were mine. I had been looking for them for quite some time, and when I walked in, I couldn't believe my luck. This sign up here is actually fencing from my neighbor who had it out for trash, and I thought it would be perfect to make a sign. Just another fun, whimsical sign for Halloween. And these pumpkins, I keep them year after year, and I just paint them for whatever will look good that season. And then I have a witch's hat on an old bobbin. And again, I really love to use colored books for different seasons, Halloween. A few jack-o'-lanterns. Close up on my authentic old boots. This was really fun to put together. I never knew Halloween would be so much fun. Last year was the first time I really got involved in it. And that is my entryway. And what a fun way when you have company to have such a fun things displayed leading up to Halloween. Thank you for watching.
I hope you all loved Julie's home tour today for the fall 2022 season. I have another beautiful fall tour to share with you all right here, and I will see you in that one. Bye.